got some soul searching to do. Listen to me, you can always pull through. I am a crossword, jumbled words upon a page. Need some help to rearrange. Lots of blanks with answers to fill. Still got some soul searching to do. Listen through my tears, help me through the pain and the fears. Left with a smile on my face, my mind is in a better place. My mind is in a better place. Answers to fill, still got some soul searching to do. All right, Louise.
Hello, Meg. So we've just heard a song from our Meg there to introduce the lockdown originals for Authentic Acoustic this July. So we were just saying before we started work with Meg, hello Meg, by the way.
Hi Louise. Hi.
We were just saying, what is this now? Is this lockdown or is this lockdown eased? What's the name for this part of time that we're in? You know, does anybody know? Do you know, Meg?
I don't know, you just asked me.
We don't know.
No, ask your friend.
Yeah, we might need you to comment and tell us about that tonight as you watch what actually this stage of Corona that we're in at the moment. But we decided to bring the Authentic Acoustic live on Facebook because we've kind of enjoyed this medium, and it also gives us a chance to share songs from a wider range of people. And again, we've used the opportunity to ask for videos, and so that means you're recording them in the comfort of your own home or wherever you choose to do that. And you know, it's a little bit more relaxed, isn't it? So you can sit back and watch as well. So thank you to everybody who sent in songs for our lockdown originals. And really, this is covering songs that you've written during the lockdown period, not necessarily about lockdown, but just things that have come forward. And, you know, we probably wouldn't have written those songs, you know, if lockdown hadn't happened. So we've got a range of them, haven't we, Meg? We've got quite a few. Haven't we got about 16?
Yeah, 16 and all sorts. We've got bands, we've got people from bands doing their little solo bits, and yeah, lots of different originals and lots of people that we've never seen before.
Yeah, so a couple of new stuff, new songs as well, new acts as well. And we've also got a couple of interviews, haven't we?
We do, yes. We've picked through some associates and stuff that have been particularly busy over lockdown, and lots from our jam group and such that have got a lot to say.
Yeah, so you may know that the associates, which are the volunteers at the studio, sort of participants, regular participants, have been also running things like the Insta Jam on Wednesdays and Sundays, and Gig in Your Gallery that's on Wednesday, which is an open mic, and we've got another one coming this week with Reese Hopkins leading, and we'll hear a song from Reese tonight as well. We've also got some songwriting workshops, haven't we, Meg?
We do, yes. So it's next Friday, isn't it, Lou?
Next Friday, 31st of July, and it's Dave Picciolinghi. You might know him from Sound City, being the CEO of Sound City, or from Modern Sky, which is a company that he runs as well and manages groups, bands.
Groups.
How old are you? And obviously he'll be talking about his days of songwriting from 35 Summers as well, and you might even know him from Wake Up Africa. So there's a few tickets left for that. It's free. It's funded by Liverpool City Region Music Board, and it's an hour of insight into somebody's songwriting methods and their experience of the industry, which obviously Dave's got a lot of on both sides. And it's on Zoom. So basically you just have to go on Eventbrite and book your free ticket. But we've had one with Gary Daly from China Crisis last week, and it's just fascinating, and it's to find out how people go about things, the experiences they've had, and some little gold dust, kind of stories that they share with you and in a kind of weird environment that we wouldn't normally be in. So, we're taking advantage of that. So Please get your tickets for that as well. And we have got Natalie McCool coming up in August, so make sure you look out for that as well. A local Widnes girl, made good, as we all do. As everyone from Halton does, we all make good. We are the centre of the universe, as I've said.
Of course.
But somebody who's the centre of the studio's universe.
That's one way to go about it. Look at that, smooth.
Oh, you know what? Keith Fielding is going to be our first interview of the night, and followed by his interview, you'll hear Keith's chosen song. He's written quite a few during lockdown. And you might know him from his songs with Fieldo and his exercises that he was doing at the start of lockdown, and also his stories with Grandad as well. But we've got a little interview now with Keith, and then his song after that. So hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we are joined by Keith Fielding, who's been a really strong supporter of the studio and has created a lot of content and been one of the studio associates, the volunteers that have been putting content out there for us, and has been doing a lot of singing, a lot of songs, a little storytelling as well. So how has your creativity been, Keith, in lockdown? Has it been restricted, or do you feel like it's been improved?
I think it's improved because it had to, because otherwise I'd have gone insane. As you know, I've been shielded for God knows how many weeks, and the first 12 weeks, the only person I ever saw was people on Zoom, or my daughter came with me shopping on a Friday. And so I was sat in the house twiddling my thumbs. The ironic thing is I've been writing a novel for years and years and years, and I thought, right, the first week I reread my novel, I edited it and everything, and I've not been back to it since, because I'm doing more music, I'm doing more poetry, I've been doing painting with Georgina, and it's just like, I think without that, I would have been gaga now. If you remember, about 5 or 6 weeks ago, my beard was down here. I actually grew hair, and it's just amazing. But it's been a godsend that you guys have given me some kind of targets in life. I think that's what it is. And I've stuck to the targets.
Yeah, and you've kind of had your own timetable with the stuff you've been releasing as well. So has it sort of changed the themes that you've been writing?
Songwriting, apart from one song, I've been quite dark. My poetry has been very dark. But my stories with Grandad that I do, they're a bit lighter, even the ones I write about little Sammy Sparrow and things like that. But I feel some days it gets really... Mondays and Tuesdays are the worst days. If I write anything on a Monday and Tuesday, it's always about darkness and death and depression and anxiety, whatever. So I try not to write on a Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
I feel like staying in bed Monday and Tuesday, actually. But
well, I'm sure you make up for it for the rest of the week with your creativity.
yeah.
So, and do you feel like you've written more songs than you would normally, sort of new original songs?
Yeah, it's quite strange, really. When I was in the band, the last time I played in the band was 2002, and I used to write prolifically for the band then, or I'd write when I was 15, 16. I was in a little folk group, and I wrote loads of little folk songs. And then from 2002, I sort of lost heart, and I concentrated more on poetry and literature and things. And then the great Sir John Bostock introduced me to the jam sessions on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played my guitar for 10 years. And I thought, oh, blimey, I can't do this, And then I went along, and there was Meg and James and Jane. They were great people, and they sort of give me the confidence to play again. And then I got home, and I thought, I'll start writing again. And I wrote a little song, and then it sort of just laid the songs that John used to give us, and I'd take a couple of songs in. And then when this lockdown came, I thought, I've got to start writing again. And I did. But one of the songs I've just done, called Darkness, I actually started writing that when I was 15. And I only had the first verse of it, and I could never work out on the guitar how to play it. And every time, being a vocalist, every time I asked my guitarist mates, they go, oh, go and work it out, Don't be lazy, go and work it out. But I was lazy. And now I've got all this time. I thought, right, come on, work it out. And I did. And I amazed myself.
Well, yeah, I think people will be amazed to know that you've had those kind of gaps, really, because of, how much you have been doing. And obviously we kept the jam sessions going, so that's kind of
brilliant.
Going.
Yeah,
that's been there with creating the themes. So we've been reflecting that, some original songs as well as covers as well with the jam session. So that's kind of kept the idea of being creative still there. What about your technical ability? Do you think that's changed? Because obviously live streaming or doing Instagram.
Yeah, I'd never have dreamt of doing live streaming or Instagram, Facebook. I'd never have dreamt to put me on that. The first, and I hate, I've done theatre and TV and film. I can't watch myself. I look through slotted fingers, and so watching myself sing, I listen to the first couple of bars and then I turn it off because I hate it. And my granddaughter will come, or I'll go to theirs now for me bubble, and she go, Grandad, let's hear this song. And I've got to put him on, and I'm like, oh no. But I feel the electrical side of it, the technology side, I'd never, like this Zoom, I'd never been able to use that. I just used to play little songs and that was the end of it, into the ether. And then I thought I was good because on my phone, I can record things. We were talking about this on Sunday, weren't we, Megan? Steve was saying, I go for a walk and I'm singing along, and I've got my phone in my pocket so it picks it up. When I get in, it's absolute nonsense. But out of it, you can glean a little bit, even if it's a poem or something comes from it.
Yeah.
But going on Instagram, the first one I put up, I was dreading it. And I watched it back and I thought, oh my God, that's terrible. And then I was doing the live Insta jams on a Sunday. And the first one I came on with James, who I love James. He's a great lad. And James was nervous, but little did I tell him I was even more nervous, But yeah, it's really boosted me. And I think it's given me the strength to carry on in this time.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who likes listening to themselves back though, so.
No, it's terrible, Meg, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's horrible. I mean, I watched the other week, oh God, I can't even say. I did a play where I played God. Well, not a play, sorry. It was a short film. And I play a fella in a lunatic asylum who thinks he's God. It's my life. And our Ava wants me to play it, so I played it to her. And I thought, my word, I hate it. I can't even. So I'm looking at myself now and I think, who the hell's that? But
yeah.
but it's terrible. Auditions, anything like that, I used to go for them. And the guy would say, do you want to see it played back? You know, no. And
but it's good when you can get past that, isn't it? Because
it is, yeah.
If that was the reason that stopped you engaging during this period, you know, can you imagine all the things you wouldn't have done and how you would feel now?
I feel much better now. I mean, even just before the lockdown come, an old friend of mine who runs LA Productions in Liverpool, Colin McEwen, he got in touch with me and asked me to come and do these monologue nights in Liverpool. So I took John with me, and I said, come with us, John. You know, I said, do you get involved? Because John is really good. And I said, you get involved, John. And we went to the first one, and we were all ready to go to the second one. And bang, lockdown came. But already we'd go in the studio, we'd helping out, we'd doing the jam sessions, we're doing other things. My confidence was beginning to grow because I was in a bad spot. 10 years ago, I was in a very bad spot. And I wouldn't even have gone to the studio 10 years ago. I just said no.
And what about going forward now then? So
coming forward now, I feel I'm looking forward to it starting up again, the studio, the monologue sessions. And I'm even thinking, all my agents 10 years ago just left. Managers in Manchester, people like that. And I just wrote and said, I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. Gone. And as you know, with agents, they just don't even get a reply. It's just like, okay. And now I'm thinking, I've got to get in touch with some agents again and get back on the road and do things, you know. Yeah, so that's where I am now, Lou. I'm much more confident. It's had bad days, but
good.
You get over it.
And will your songwriting continue? Is it something you're going to hope to carry on with?
I'd love to carry on with it. I've got a song that I was talking to Steve about a few weeks ago, and it's right up Steve's street. It's very A-pat, because there's no sort of straightforward melody. It's crazy, but I want to do more of that, and I want to improve my songwriting. I love Greg Oldfield, as we all know him. Greg's always have a story, and I love narrative songs and poems. And Greg's songs, I mean, I always pull him up because I love the what's it called? The Accident Hospital. Yeah. I love that song. And I always say to him, you didn't do it. And he says, I'll do it next time. But he never does. But I love narrative songs and poems and things like that. So that's where I'm looking for now, narratives. Brilliant. So
well, thank you for letting us have one of your songs for Lockdown Originals tonight for our
no problem.
And for all you've done to support us and keep us going as well and feed us with your creativity. So it's great to have you part of the Studio Spirit.
Thank you.
The Studio Associates, and we'll keep moving forward with more creative ideas in or out of lockdown.
In or out, yeah. Well, 1st of August, I'm free. I'm going to Wales for the week and then I'm back. Yeah. So
thanks very much, Keith.
Annoying you.
No, lovely. Okay. Thank you, Keith.
Cool. See you later.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye. Hello everyone, back in the forest with Fieldo. Now during the lockdown, things got really bleak and quite dark at times, just like my forest here. So I wrote a little song that gave us some hope. It gave me some hope anyway. I hope you like it. It's called Rise Above. When you're lying in your bed and the nightmares fill your head, so you try your best to sleep,
but the fear runs far too deep. We shall rise above, we shall rise above, we shall rise above it all. When the news is full of lies, the deluded think they are wise, and the people drink it all in. But the deceit is wearing so thin. We shall rise above, we shall rise above, we shall rise above it all. When teardrops fill your eyes, and those raindrops fill the skies, and you're staring at your phone, 'cause you're feeling so alone. We shall rise above, we shall rise above, we shall rise above it all. So tell me, have you heard the sweet song of the birds? See the moon, the stars, the sun, and our precious little ones. They shall rise above, they shall rise above, fill our world with love, it all. We shall rise above, yes, we'll rise above, feel the power of love, it all. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy your life.
Okay, so that was Keith Fielding with Rise Above.
I really like that song. We obviously get to hear some of these songs in the jam session when people are trying things out, or if the theme that we pick actually links to something that they've already written, which I think it did with Keith.
It did, yeah.
So he's able to sing to us. And it's lovely it's a lovely song. And it's been great being able to see Keith's face every week, several times a week, whether it be what he's doing or what we're doing and he's with us. You know, it's just nice to sort of have that supportive, friendly face there. So to Keith, who's still in lockdown until the 1st.
Oh, so close, come on.
August, we're nearly there, Keith. Well done for all you've done and getting through and being creative and redecorating your house.
Yes.
Everything you've done, and all the other things, and supporting other people. So it was great. We just thought we had to interview our Keith.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to move on now to Craig Fenlon, who we don't actually know that well, if at all. It's just got in touch with us because one of the great things about Authentic Acoustic is we try to have people that we've never had on in the studio before. So obviously that's the same for now, and we opened up this project of Lockdown Originals to anybody really to send them in to us. And, you know, luckily that's what's happened, and Craig has done that very thing. So local lad Craig Fenlon with his song Moon Dust coming up now.
step closer to me. Sunrise, strange how the time flies. I know I'll be alright, so long as you're here. Your clothes on the floor, your feet out the door, but I know we'll speak in the morning. Moon dust covering my rust, your touch is on my touch. Step closer to me. Russian passion in your skin, I'll stay waiting for all of my life. Your clothes on the floor, your feet out the door, but I know we'll speak in the morning. Your clothes on the floor, your feet out the door, but I know we'll speak in the morning. You're my last lifeline, last in my bloodline. Step closer to me.
Okay, so that was Craig Fenlon.
And yeah, and it's great to be sort of, you know, getting to know other people and artists out there. And we look forward to in the future being able to welcome Craig and other people to Authentic Acoustic, because it's certainly one of the things that people have said during lockdown, can't wait when you're going to have it back. And obviously there's opportunities now to perform either outdoors, and we're looking into that for our garden, our lovely garden we love.
Oh yeah.
And also in the future indoors, but we're not rushing anything, you know, we don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, and we're sort of easing out of lockdown with a few groups at the studio, but people that are sort of self-contained and working together. So we will let you know as soon as we're getting back with our events, so you can get involved in it. We've got somebody up next who used to work at the studio and has gone on to university, and is actually now back with us working on a project for the Making Big Waves, which is again part of the songwriting project that we spoke about earlier, funded by the Liverpool City Regional Music Board. And also we're able to do things like we're doing tonight because of Reaching Communities, which is the National Lottery Community Fund.
Just
and
down
that's
there.
what that's what is basically allowed us to sort of survive during lockdown. I think if we were in any other position, we may, you know, have struggled like many other venues have. We were in the middle of 3 years funding, so you know we just got the go ahead to carry on and take everything online. And you know we're really grateful to the funders there and to our sort of our coordinator who's worked with us to make sure that was able to happen. So Dylan is somebody that's been with us over the years, as I say, working with us as a volunteer, as a young person, came when it was first Access All Areas way back when, and we're glad to say that he's part of Lockdown Originals tonight with his song Broken Memory. So this is Dylan Monticelli.
Hello, this is Dylan Monticelli, and this is a song about online relationship, which I've written in lockdown. I just wanna love you, but you don't feel the same. You said you're not capable of love, but you're more capable than anyone I ever known. I saved you from a broken memory. Now you're not haunted, now you can't be free, but I stay up all night thinking about what you told me. Broken memory, broken memory. You're more alike than anyone I ever loved. I told you things that I never told anyone, but you never opened up to me. But now you have, now I can see why I saved you from a broken memory. Now you're not haunted, now you can't be free, but I stay up all night thinking about what you told me. Broken memory, broken memory, broken memory, memory. I saved you from a broken memory. Now you're not haunted, now you can't be free, but I stay up all night thinking about what you told me. Broken memory, I saved you from a broken memory. Now you're not haunted, now you can't be free, but I stay up all night thinking about what you told me. Broken memory, broken memory, broken memory, memory.
Okay, that was Dylan Monticelli with Broken Memory.
It's great to be working with Dylan again. I think Dylan and James, as well as Steve, obviously, been at the studio longer than me. So it's only right that we should be working with them. And we'll hear a little bit from our James Swift, a little bit later on. But Meg, I
Hi.
thought it'd be a good time now from one ex-staff to current staff.
Oh, hi.
How's the lockout been for your creativity? How has it affected you? Have you become more creative or less?
I mean, I was already creative, but I think it's made me creative in different ways. And I think it's been constant creativity because I don't do being bored. So it's just finding things to do and it just makes you more creative.
And have you said that would be more to do with finding stuff for work or for yourself or both?
I guess both in a way because they kind of intermingle because they're both things that I enjoy being creative in. So whereas like it might be for the jam session, for example, you're more likely to play music with other people, and that sort of made me start making more music. But then a lot of the arty based stuff, like the Boredom Busters, is stuff I had previously done, but just repackaged and brought it to the studio.
Yeah, well, we're grateful for that.
That's all right.
Packages to the studio, very nice. In terms of your songwriting, then, has that increased or
I'd say in the past, considering like the past 10 years of songwriting, I think it's increased during lockdown 99.9%. I'd say approximately, give or take. Yeah. So it's been a lot.
What about the themes of your songwriting then? So if you're writing more, are you writing about same things as you would have done before, or have you kind of changed what you write about?
I think I've changed a lot about what I write about. I've kind of used it to be reflective during lockdown, because you spend a lot of time with your thoughts. So I've kind of materialised my thoughts and feelings and memories into song form during lockdown.
Yeah, and has that been useful? Do you think? Is that
I think it's very therapeutic, because it's getting things out but in a different format.
And you're also working with some of the young people on the Making Waves project, which is funded by Youth Music, and you're sort of encouraging them to do the same, is to find their voice with songwriting or creating music. How's that going for you?
Oh, it's really good. It's just a lot of fun, because you don't realise the little things you do. When you go and share that with a young person, they might not have thought how to do that, how to actually formulate a song. They've never sat down to do it before. They've just been in school and they've been told to play a certain piece of music that's given to them, rather than really think about their thoughts. And with two of them that I've been working with, they've managed to then take a lot of their thoughts and feelings, or how they feel about lockdown, or just just general, I don't know, just general teenage thoughts, and put them into song, and it's been really nice to see.
Fantastic. And that's probably something something we would do, but perhaps not as intensely or intensively as it's coming across in the Making Waves, because obviously they get like a session on Zoom with you, don't they? And
they do.
We do a social as well, so they can sort of mingle with the other participants. Who some are doing lessons, aren't they? And some are doing both, having a mentor.
Yes.
And we will have sort of original pieces of music. You've already got some, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've already got 2 pieces on the go from my lot, so that's really good, yeah.
Probably one of our next Authentic Acoustics will be Making Waves version.
Oh, yes. Sounds good, yes. Oh, yeah.
How about your sort of technical ability then? Because obviously you've been having to do stuff like this, which we never did at the studio before. We've never done it. Before lockdown, we've occasionally streamed things or done videos and whatever, but not done this as a format. So have you picked up more or refreshed skills?
It's a lot of refreshing. So years ago, I used to do a lot of YouTube stuff. So that's been handy for like the editing of the videos, and just the videos in general, putting them out for people to view our sessions online. And then with this sort of thing, this is refreshing from I used to do a lot of Twitch streaming, and again, it's just repackaging just old skills and just using them in a completely different way.
Amazing, because you probably wouldn't have done that really if we were just in the studio. We obviously had a routine, but it's very much more about keeping people safe in the environment, in the building, and all that kind of thing. And we do sort of sessions, but we often sort of host things rather than actually lead on things, so it's given you a bit more of an opportunity to really
just got a little bit wild.
What about the future then for your songwriting or your creativity? How do you see it moving forward now? And
I mean, I think it's one of those that, like, I've kind of opened a floodgate, so I feel like I am just, because I stopped for so long, because I did loads of stuff in bands, but it was, and I did a few that was originals of my words, but I'd mainly put music to other people's words. And this lockdown, it's just, I've sort of gone back on that, and now I could do both. And so I tend to put my words first and then add my music to it, rather than someone else's words. So I feel like that's just a continuation, and just keep creating music. That's what I plan to do. I plan to not prevent myself from making more.
Brilliant. So we will have more from you in the future then. There is no doubt about that. And we're going to have a song now though, aren't we? What song have we got from you now?
This is why can't I remember what it's called? New Beginnings. But this was actually written on the back of a jam session for the studio.
Are you going to say Fag Packet?
Yeah. Jam session, where Louise set a theme of New Beginnings, and I just couldn't find a song that quite had the words that I would use to describe New Beginnings, so I just created my own instead. And that's what it is, New Beginnings.
Fabulous. Well, thanks for having a little chat.
That's all right. Anytime, Louise.
Let's have a listen.
This is New Beginnings. I'm alive. It's history, can't rewrite it. It's history, I can't fight it. Put my armor on so I can feel strong. I'm not invincible, just unsinkable. Won't let what you did make me drown with my wings and fly. Feel so alive, I had a voice, but I couldn't talk. I got knocked down, but I stood up and fought. I did survive, and now I thrive. New beginnings like a phoenix. I rose from the flames, no longer hang my head in shame. I did survive, and now I thrive. New beginnings. Oh, 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 oh. I did survive, and now I thrive. Oh, 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 oh. I did survive, and now I thrive. Please speak out, fight the fear, fight the doubt. That's ancient history, now it's modern her story. You are strong. We lift each other up, we never give up. Now it's your time, it's been a long, hard climb. My soul is scarred, but I'm alive. I had a voice, but I couldn't talk. I got knocked down, but I stood up and fought. I did survive, and now I thrive. Like a phoenix, I rose from the flames. No longer hang my head in shame. I did survive, and now I thrive. Oh, 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 oh. I did survive, and now I thrive. Oh, 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 oh. I did survive, and now I thrive. No longer shall I hide and cry. I am strong, I climb back up where I belong. I belong, I had a voice, but I couldn't talk. I got knocked down, but I stood up and fought. I did survive, and now I thrive. Like a phoenix, I rose from the flames. No longer hang my head in shame. I did survive, and now I thrive. New beginnings. Oh, 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 oh. I did survive, and now I thrive. Oh, 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 oh. I did survive, and now I thrive. I feel so alive. So that was someone with some tongue.
Yeah, with some purple hair.
I don't know who she is. Don't know who she is.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
So from someone we see at the studio, which is Meg, and we're seeing now, to another person you might have seen at the studio, Wayne Cookson, who actually runs the Write On creative writing groups that have been carrying on via email and Zoom, and also we've done sort of some interactive stuff on social media, and we're just about to start work on the lockdown literature new sort of compendium of writings, stories and poems, and also looking at illustrating some of that. So it's another way of capturing all the sort of creativity that's been coming out during lockdown through the stuff that we've been doing. So Wayne, you might have seen him playing with his brother in their band God Needs Wine. So we've got a song from him now. So it's Wayne Cookson.
Hello, my name's Wayne Cookson, and this song is called Locked Down. And in typical lockdown fashion, I shall be performing this in my pyjamas. I've walked so many miles to forget about her. I'm nearly gone and exhausted all my thoughts. And if I had a time machine, well, I'd take it all right back. 'Cause I just can't rid her from my thoughts. I know that it's forbidden and unrequited too. There's no reason this should cause a smile. And I've revealed way too much, and it's such a dreadful way. And all I can do is watch her walk away. I'm locked down with this mess. I'm locked down with all this hurt. But there are many worse ways I can spend my time than thinking about her. Locked down with this mess. Locked down with all this hurt. And there are many worse ways I can spend my time than thinking about her. Than thinking about her.
So that was Wayne Cookson with Lockdown.
Yeah, a bit of lockdown. We've all got a little bit of lockdown. So that was Wayne, who's in a band, and we've also got someone else who's in a band you might have seen in What's Up Doc.
This is just a solo section.
But what's really good is, like, we put out these requests for people to send things in, and obviously you do it and you think, oh, that'd be a good idea, because we know that we've seen people writing songs and all that kind of thing because of the jam sessions and what have you. And when we ask people, do you think this would be a good idea? You go, yeah. But then you put it out and you think, is anybody actually going to send anything in?
Yeah.
And even kind of like near to the date, I think
We're both like that, aren't we? We're like, Lou, I don't think we've got enough. And then suddenly,
I know, we were like, five's fine. Five's fine. We'll have some interviews, be fine. And then suddenly you get all these others. But Gareth was quite early on sending in, and it's always kind of like you think, oh, that's really good. You know, that's somebody you might not have, who might not have been part of the conversation, that knew we were developing the idea, and then suddenly you get this, and it always makes you go, oh, you know, somebody, it's been useful for somebody. And I felt like that about the face of the studio as well when Gareth sent artwork, because it's absolutely gorgeous, which we've got in a gallery, so you can have a look at all those lovely faces of the studio, and I'm sure we'll be bringing those faces out again. But yeah, we've got loads of stuff on YouTube, so if you've missed anything and you think what they're talking about, it's usually there. So if you go to the Studio Loose on the YouTubes and subscribe, there's loads of hours, there's hours of stuff I'm still just catching up with some of the podcasts and stuff like that. So, go on there and you'll see all the artwork as well in the galleries. And we've got now an artist and performer and band member, Gareth Edwards, coming up with his song. So over to Gareth Edwards.
Hi, my name is Gareth Edwards. I'm from Warrington. And this is my contribution to the authentic acoustic lockdown version. This is a song I wrote during lockdown, down here in my summer house at the bottom of my garden. And the song is called Better Move On. Better move on, better move on. When you've done all you can and you ain't done nothing wrong. Better move on, better move on. The past is broke, you've got dreams to build upon. Well, I did my best, I did what I can, just trying to make a living on the land. But the seeds I sowed all seem to disappear. I worked real hard and I prayed for rain, but the dust bowl won, so I caught the train. I'll say goodbye, ain't never coming back again. Better move on, better move on. When you've done all you can and you ain't done nothing wrong. Better move on, better move on. The past is broke, you've got dreams to build upon. When you look at me and I look at you, we don't say the words, but we know it's true. The road we traveled has come to an end. We can look on back and say we did our best. That's just the way it goes, I guess. Hit the open road and may you the good Lord bless. Better move on, better move on. When you've done all you can and you ain't done nothing wrong. Better move on, better move on. The past is broke, you've got dreams to build upon. Better move on, better move on. When you've done all you can and you ain't done nothing wrong. Better move on, better move on. The past is broke, you've got dreams to build upon. Better move on, better move on. When you've done all you can and you ain't done nothing wrong. Better move on, better move on. The past is broke, you've got dreams to build upon. Better move on.
Yeah, that was Gareth Edwards with Better Move On.
We're doing with multi instrumental.
Yeah, I was so confused. Like, how is he doing this?
It's magic. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Gareth, for sending that in. Really appreciate it. And now we're going to go over to James. We're not going over anywhere. We're just
Hello, James.
Hi, James. Come in, James. Our James Swift. We've done a little interview with him, and then we're going to hear one of his songs after it, because James has been kind of interviewing a lot of other people.
Yeah, we turned the tables, got revenge. Yeah.
So you're not getting away with that, are James? James and Josh have been doing a podcast called The Studio Talks, and that's on the YouTube, and I think you can get it on Spotify and all places that you can get podcasts. And yeah, it's interviewing local people connected with the studio. And if you haven't been asked yet, the chances are, because we're going to keep it going. We think it's something that actually is very useful to keep that dialogue going, as they say. And just, finding out new things about people. So, yeah, we've been chatting with James to, as Meg says, turn the tables on him. So this is James Swift's interview, followed by one of his songs. So I wish James Swift.
We're joined now by our James Swift. So obviously some of you might know him from coming in the studio and from running stuff online, and also kind of organising the podcast, The Studio Talks, with our Josh as well. Hello, James.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, we're good. So we just wanted to ask you a few questions. Obviously, you put a song forward for the Lockdown Originals for Authentic Acoustic. And we're interested to know whether lockdown has sort of restricted your creativity or improved it in any way.
I would say that it's definitely improved it, because it's given me more free time to. I mean, I try to avoid being in the same room as my guitar normally, because I went through a period where I didn't like looking at it and going, I'm not playing that, I need to leave the room. So I kind of use my bedroom just to sleep in and then live the rest of my life. But it's kind of weird, because being in my bedroom so much, like doing podcasts and doing work and stuff, it's kind of, eventually I was like, right, I can't keep staring at them and not doing anything, so I need to do something with them, if that makes sense. In terms of songwriting, I mean, I always say that I struggle to write songs because there's nothing new to write about, and I mean, this has given me stuff to write about, but it's weird because I've never wrote a song about lockdown during lockdown. I've kind of wrote songs to make them sound like I'm writing about lockdown.
Yeah.
And I got really I've got really interested recently in writing songs. I was saying this to Meg the other day. I've got really interested in writing songs, and making people think that I'm writing about one thing, because I really want people to go, is that about? And then we go, no, it's not, nothing to do with that. It's kind of, I got really obsessed with the idea of someone listening to every single word of a song and going, he's definitely writing about that, right? And then me going, no, definitely not, absolutely nothing. And the song that I put through to play is, I've wrote it so it sounds word for word like it's about lockdown. Even the title is called In the Meantime. And to me, that just says that it's about lockdown. And really, I mean, the title is a John Green quote. And like a lot of the lyrics are John Green quotes as well, because he obviously is quite good at that. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, what's sort of one of the things we're going to say, like whether the themes of your songs have changed. So obviously, is that a theme, or is that a style of writing? I suppose it's a bit of both, isn't it? You know, kind of having that duality about it, where it could mean one thing, it could be something else. But have you found that like the topics that you've written about have changed?
I mean, I always like writing songs about, I can't remember who it was, I think it was John actually, I'm not sure, but someone said that you can't just write a song about one topic because you get bored halfway through. Oh no, it may have been Meg. Was that you, Meg?
Yes, yeah, because I end up writing multiple from one thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I very much agree, because like I once wrote a song about my driving instructor and therapy, like in the same song. Like I can't write about one specific topic because I get bored halfway through. So a song I wrote the other week is about me, my mum and Tay going to Towin, because it's, for a while I got really obsessed with, oh no, not obsessed, I keep saying I got really obsessed. For a while, whenever I got upset, I would just drive to Towin
Right.
Like I would just turn to my mum and my little brother Tay and say, "Can we let's just go to town for the day?" And it is very much like that, but at the same point, it's asking the question, where do you go when everything is too much? Yeah. So
I suppose a lot of people have been thinking about that and where they've been stuck in lockdown and where they'd like to be, and how they can kind of try and recreate that. So as you have been stuck there, and obviously we've been doing stuff online, how was your kind of technical ability? Sort of like, have you changed how you might put your music out? You know, like we've been doing some live stuff as well. So how have you developed kind of technically? Would you say?
I've been, and this is, I don't know if this is a good move or a bad move, but like I've been trying to push myself to do. I went through a phase where it was every day through July I was going to do a bit of music and writing a day, and I kind of I've made it into every weekday. I've done that now because every weekend I'm like, right, I'm burnt out. I need to just chill out. But I've also done every Friday. I've put a video on YouTube, which is so like I just don't do that. I'm just like I can't. I don't like looking at my stupid face when I'm like trying to. I'd rather put out a video where I'm like, this is a video where such a thing happens. Also, here's a song in the background. So that's been kind of nerve-wracking. Just saying, here's a video. I've not done anything to it. This is just me playing the song. And in terms of streaming, I mean, with Instagram. Not Instagram. It's not Instagram. With gigging in a gallery, that is the most terrifying thing in the world to me. I'm gonna sit in a room on my own and broadcast. And I know this is in theory, but to the world.
Hey, we've been doing the stats today. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
The world has
The
been
world,
watching.
yeah, it is the world.
It is the world, yeah. Good. And that to me is terrifying because it's first off, if I'm live, I gab on a lot, as you can tell. I gab on about anything the first thing that comes into my head. So I get worried that first off I gab on too much, or that I'll just say something and not agree with it at all. Where I do this a lot when I'm.
We all do that.
Yeah.
What did I say that for?
And yeah, that really worries me because there's no edit in live, if that makes sense, and it always drives me.
But you've concentrated more there on you seeing your face and what you're saying, but not on your performing. So do you feel quite comfortable with your performing? You're not worried about that because you weren't doing much before, were you?
No.
Before lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, when lockdown's over, can't wait to play my first play, because I'm really, really missing that. Yeah, I mean, at first with live stuff, with the first gig in the gallery, I was like, I don't know if you could tell, but I was absolutely terrified. Like, I was shaking and really, really bad. And then the one we did on Wednesday, aside from nearly crying,
That was very moving.
Oh no, I was like, I need to stop this because I'm about to start crying.
Wrong with that. I think it's good, and it's good for people to see as well, because they don't always see that at gigs. Sometimes it's all about people having a drink and they're having a laugh and they want it to be positive, all that kind of thing. But sometimes like we have with the Authentic Acoustics, when they're in here, it can be quite moving, reflective, quite quiet. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I think for everybody to see two young men discussing something emotional and supporting each other is quite a brilliant thing to come out of it. So don't ever worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben's reaction was like, when he was just as upset, I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I went downstairs because my mum was listening downstairs, and I went down and she was like, oh my god, and I was like, I'm sorry.
No, it's lovely. I think it's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Yep.
So what about the future then? You just mentioned then you're looking forward to playing again. So are you going to carry on? Because like we're saying, you haven't done much before. You've done more in lockdown. Are you going to keep that going? Wise and things.
So I was saying this in music social. I said this in music social the other day, where to me songwriting is like, I talk to people who can write like how many songs a day, and I'm like, that is cool. I can't do that. to me, songwriting is like, I think what I said was it's like a friend who you've not seen in like how many years. You know, that friend who you don't see a lot, but every time you do, you need to drop everything and be like, hey, I need to spend time with you because I might not see you again. It's that, where it's a song will come to me and I go, right, I need to drop everything, I need to get a pen and paper and a guitar and write this because I don't know how long it's going to be and the next time I'm going to write a song. So I'm currently writing an album. I've got one song left to do, and that's the song where I'm like, oh no, I've stopped writing songs again. Like it's so I'm really trying with that.
Does it need the song?
Oh, sorry.
Does it need to have that other song, or is it
Yeah. Because every album, I've got in my head, and me and Charlotte have this conversation how many times a day. I have to have 10 songs in an album and 2 bonus tracks. That's just how it works. Like I don't. That's the other 2. That's how it's worked, and because then I can do it in percentages, and I can be like, I'm 90% done with this album.
Over 9, you're 100% done.
Oh yeah, but yeah. And then like I can say like, oh, I've got 3 tracks recorded. I'm 30% done recorded it. If that makes sense.
It's whatever works for you as an artist, isn't it? You know, who
definitely.
can say it needs to be any other way? But it's really good that you've kind of found it again, and you're doing more of it, because obviously working at the studio, we're often delivering to other people rather than looking at our own creativity and our own artistic sort of output, because we want to support other people to do that, and often ours can be left behind. We haven't got enough time for it. We're too tired. It doesn't fit in. You know, we don't want to put ourselves forward. We want it to be about the people, the participants. And I think I've certainly noticed over lockdown how we've kind of blended that a little bit more, and how, you know, the volunteers, the studio associates have kind of, I don't know, we could, it all kind of feels a bit more equal, and that they want to see content from us, as well as they've encouraged us to participate, as well as us encouraging them. And I think that's been really
It's like I never
nice.
did a jam session or anything like that.
Yeah, so exactly. Well, yeah, me and Meg wouldn't come over to the jam session. We'd hear it in the background, but we'd be doing something else.
Yeah. True.
And now we're there every week. I don't even play, but I'm there. So I think, what do you think about kind of keeping things sort of online as well? Do you think that, because that has obviously had an impact, and for some people has been really positive, allowed them to grow in confidence? Do you think that's something we should keep hold of to support yourself and other people?
Definitely. Because especially as you say with the jam session, I mean, there's people who go to jam session who might not have the confidence to turn up to the studio, and while physically doing jam session is, and I miss that so much, but like it's definitely fun just to see how many different people you've not seen in weeks, months, and just be like, not even most of the time, not most of the time, but there's a little bit of the time where, you know, you were just talking and seeing how we are, and like how, you know what I mean, like, and it's social interaction, isn't it? I think we need that. But in terms of online stuff, I mean, yeah, it's working, and I think it's definitely a hole that we didn't have, and I didn't even realize that we needed it before. It's so weird that nowadays you look in and go, how did we not have this online? Like, so yeah, I think it definitely should stay, as well as physical stuff when it reopens. But yeah, and in terms of like the podcast and stuff like that, I absolutely adore the podcast, because I've spoke to people who I've not talked to in like years and asked them if they're okay and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's needed. I think it's definitely needed, because there's still going to be people who I'm not going to see for ages, who I want to make sure are okay. You know what I mean?
Well, certainly, you know, it's been great to have the Studio Talks podcast, as you say, reaching out to members that have been here, you know, coming to the studio and not been able to come physically for whatever reasons for many years. So it's been great, and we're definitely keeping that going forward. And we look forward to having you on Authentic Acoustic in the flesh when we next have those. But we've got Gig in the Galleries, and we've got the Insta Jams that everyone are doing. So thank you for all you've done to keep the studio going online as well, and being creative. And good luck getting that last song for the album.
And write it about us.
Yeah. We just, got to point out the TARDIS that we put in place.
Was that just for me, or has that
Just
been
for
the?
you, just
Thank
for
you.
you. The only one to
Thank
get
you.
that background, courtesy of Chris Leckie. So thank you, Chris, sound engineer. But thanks, James. Nice to speak to you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
My thoughts sent to spiral now. They're the only thing that's going now. So you can say it's normal, but I know that it is not. I know I may be naive. In the meantime, there's no motivation. In the meantime, there's no explanation. In the meantime, everything's gone wrong. In the meantime, there's no chance of sleep. And in the meantime, it's just another week. And in the meantime, together we're alone. And everything's different now. Even though it's just the same. Tomorrow is today as today was yesterday. I know it's panic here right now. In the meantime, there's no motivation. In the meantime, there's no explanation. In the meantime, everything's gone wrong. In the meantime, there's no chance of sleep. And in the meantime, it's just another week. And in the meantime, together we're alone. And you can tell me stories how it's better way back when. Panic brings attention, so it's better to pretend. I know everyone here around here is just the same. Since when did being anxious become part of a routine? The meantime, there's no motivation. In the meantime, there's no explanation. In the meantime, everything's gone wrong. In the meantime, there's no chance of sleep. And in the meantime, it's just another week. And in the meantime, together we're alone. In the meantime, together we're alone. In the meantime, together we're alone.
So that was our very own James Swift.
Yeah, and great to hear from him as well. And I think, great that he's creating more music again. And over to another young chap who's creating music, so Reese Hopkins, who is going to be leading our gig in the gallery, gig in your gallery, because it was supposed to be gig in our gallery.
Yes, but we had to move it to your gallery.
Yeah, and you don't have to create some artwork for it, but surely you have been. So he will be hosting it on Wednesday. He's actually doing the Instajam on Sunday as well, I think. Yeah, I'm sure.
He's a busy boy.
Yeah, and last week it was Ben, so he did both, and he did the gig in your gallery and then the Instagram. So it's the same. They're doing those two. So again, associates from the studio taking a lead on some of the creative outlets that we created. So yeah, you'll hear more from Reese then. But we've got one of his songs now, and you may have seen him at other Authentic Acoustics. And for a young man, very confident and he knows how to sort of talk to a crowd. So. Look forward to what comes from him in the future. But now we've got Reese Hopkins.
Hello, I am Reese Hopkins. I'm performing a song, an original song that I wrote in lockdown. It's called The Way It Was, and it's a song about being reminiscent of times that you no longer have in any situation you want it to be. So this is The Way It Was, wrote in lockdown. Stars above know our secrets. Question is, can they keep them? Scars of war beneath our freedom. Friend to foe, can't you see them? Don't let me down, won't let you drown. Don't let me down, I won't let you drown. Say that it's the way it was, change my mind, oh little fuss. Say that it's the way it was, wait for the car to come my way. Say that it's the way it was, change my mind, oh little fuss. Say that it's the way it was, wait for the car to come my way. Wait for the car to come my way. Wait for the car to come my way. Wait for the car. Wait for the car to come my way. That's the way it was. Thank you, I've been Reece Hopkins.
So that was Reece with That's the Way It Was.
Great to hear from Reece, and as I say, tune into Gig in Your Gallery on Instagram on Wednesday the 29th, 6:30 on the studios page, and you will hear more from him and him welcoming people to his gallery to sing the unusual open mic that we've created. So it's 3 songs, 3 acts, 3 songs. Don't have to be all original, but obviously it's a place where you can do that. And the reason why we do it at 6:30 is because before lockdown we were going to create Gig in Your Gallery, and we had a couple of goes at it just to find the right time and what have you. And it actually came from a meeting with Reece's band Prequel, when we were sort of getting feedback from them. And one of the things that we said in that meeting is there wasn't a lot of safe places or non-pubby places that young bands could go to play. So we wanted to create a sort of early evening event, because a lot of open mics particularly are like 9-10 o'clock when they start. So not every 14, as they were then, 14-year-olds parents wants to take them out to pub. And obviously now you won't be able to go, because you can't even be in a pub, can you, after 9 o'clock and stuff like that, and kids are not allowed in at the minute anyway. So we're creating our own little early evening open mic, so 3 acts, 3 songs, and you'll be with Reece this week. So coming up next is somebody, or the band you will have seen at Authentic Acoustic a couple of times, and it's Anno and Carl from Red Monk. And Anno you will also know from playing in High Voltage as well. Early on in the year we had a little sort of showcase gig, and we were hoping to do more showcase gigs where bands could kind of film their videos and kind of get some footage for the promotion and stuff. So we were all excited about that, and that's not carried on, has it? But it's an option, it's there. But it certainly was a great evening. The High Voltage AC/DC tribute act, and obviously they've got their original songs that they do as Red Monk, Anno and Carl, and also you might know Anno from the More in Common song. You've got my More in Common banner here.
Oh, lovely.
Great get together, and he sort of came up with the idea for that project. So it's great to have them with us tonight. So sit back and listen to Red Monk.
1, 2, 3. Hi, this is Red Monk. We're currently in Carl's sumptuous sunny garden, and we're going to play you a song that we wrote in lockdown called If Not Now.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
That sounds decent.
Will that be alright?
So let's go for that.
Let's go.
So there you go, that was Red Monk.
Lovely, and no doubt, again, we will hear more from them in the future because they're great supporters of us at the studio, as we are of them. And now somebody who appeared in our first Authentic Acoustic on Facebook Live, and it was actually a live segment that we went to at the end.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we was doing.
Oh no, we didn't, did we, Louise?
But somehow Jenny appeared and she was there at the end of our first Authentic Acoustic way back in, was that April?
Must have been, yeah.
Was it our special?
Yes, it was the 17th of April. It was our 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years. Not quite the year we had planned.
No.
Managed to do some things. But so now we've got a little interview in a lunch hour from Jenny Colquitt, who you'll know from playing solo, but was also in the band Elysian as well, that we are very proud to say was created at the studio, two of them got together beforehand, Jenny and James Michael, and then they met some other members, and I'll let her tell you all about that.
Yeah.
So, the interview, and then a song from Jenny, a really kind of important song that's come through lockdown, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So Jenny Colquitt, everybody.
Now we're joined by Jenny Colquitt, who everybody I'm sure has been watching on Wednesday evenings, going live with all her music, and obviously putting other music out for Elysium, the band, as well. So Jenny, we've known you many guises, but today we wanted to talk about the song that you put forward for Authentic Acoustic Lockdown Originals, which is obviously something that's going to be hit home with a lot of people, about Colonel Thomas More. So do you want to tell us about that song, how it came about, and sort of where you're up to with it at the minute?
Yeah, so the song Captain Tom obviously was written about kind of the whole thing with Captain Thomas More raising the money for the NHS, but it kind of, within the song, it talks a lot about like the coronavirus lockdown situation, within a metaphor of kind of, even though he's an older man, he's kind of telling us that we can do whatever we want, you know, with the abilities that we've all got the ability to do whatever we want to do. And it's, you know, it's inspiring the generation, and that's the theme of the song. It's not just, you know, a man walking around his garden. It's, you know, this lockdown has taught us that we can inspire, we can do whatever we want with our time, regardless of our resources, age, you know, anything, you know, we can do what we want.
And do you think that it was a song that, is it in the sort of style you would normally write in, or is it something that's taken you somewhere else because of the theme and the sort of uniqueness of lockdown? And
so it's not the standard kind of song that I would write, you know, normally for myself, but recently when I've been writing for the band, it's my style of music and the way I write has changed through that anyway. So it's a song that has been written for the band. It's not 100% going to be a band song yet. It's still sort of in the process. You know, we've only really just started up rehearsals again, so that's kind of, we're not really sure. But in terms of the actual song, it was written with that band idea in mind, and it's a kind of more upbeat sort of tune. So yeah, it's a different style completely to the style I would normally write. Yeah, definitely.
And is that something you've noticed about lockdown, about your writing in general? Has it changed? Have the themes become different that you've been focusing on?
Yeah, 100%. Because I'm doing like a solo project as well as the band project, I do have different kind of styles of writing within myself. But yeah, I've definitely, through lockdown, developed this. I've been listening to a lot more music. I've been trying to get different kind of genres in my mind, and I've had the time to be able to listen to different music. So then I've developed a different writing format through that within, and then obviously with the band as well. That's just kind of increased that sort of experience for me. So yeah, definitely the whole lockdown has changed a lot, not just only, you know, how we perform it, but kind of the actual writing part of it as well. Absolutely, definitely.
And do you think there's some positives to come out of it? Because obviously people hearing your song about Thomas More, that's kind of been a positive story, even though it's been born out of something difficult. Do you think there's some other positives that have come for you or for the band as well?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it could have been, it was make or break, the whole lockdown situation with the band, you know, because we were very, very new at the beginning. It was either going to completely dwindle out, or it was going to, you know, really rocket us into really putting the work in, writing the songs, and, you know, communicating with each other, because I think we've had that lack of ability to communicate, which has made us have to think of other ways to communicate with each other, which is then in our favor, it's worked in our favor, which is just unbelievable. We've been having weekly Zoom calls and writing together, and it's been great. It's developed this whole different sense of, right, what can we, you know, because it's forced us into a path of, you know, going around the way that you normally would go, which is, I think, made us better musicians in terms of the way we communicate with each other.
Amazing. And do you think you're still to be able to manage the two, sort of the solo, act and the band as well? How is that? How does that sort of, take your time kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, only time will tell, I think, is the answer to that question. Yeah, I mean, I did have this kind of that thing in my mind of, do I want to, because before lockdown it was going to be, just the band, but then obviously lockdown has made me write a lot of different styles, and also with the live stream that I've been doing, I've developed more of an audience for my songs that I've already been released years ago, which has built a hype through that as well. So the plan is to do both the solo and the band, because it's different creative avenues for me, which is very beneficial, as a musician. But I think only time will tell, with regard to time and things like that. But I think the band will always take precedent, because I really do believe that we can do something with this.
Fantastic. And for those who don't know, do you just want to run us through who the band members are and where maybe they can find your music and the band's music?
Yeah, so we don't have any releases at the minute, but we're heavily involved in social media and things at the minute, and we are in the process of recording some tracks. The band, so we've got James Michael on lead guitar, we've got Ian Ford on lead guitar but also rhythm guitar, and then me on rhythm guitar, piano, singer, Josh Roscoe on drums and also piano, and then we've got Mr. Ray Gunn, who's on bass and upright bass. So yeah.
Fantastic. It's been great to watch sort of the development of it from the sort of early days of you sort of meeting up in the studio, and then suddenly there was a band, and that was very exciting. And then performing.
And it all happened at the studio as well.
Yeah. No, it's lovely, and obviously we had you in recording as well, so that's fabulous. So we will be charting and be championing everything you do as a solo artist and as a band. But thank you very much for allowing us to have one of your songs.
Thank you for having me.
Not at all. And one of really important songs in terms of lockdown and the original songs that have come from that. So thank you very much, Jenny Colquitt.
Thank you. You take care.
Yeah,
see
bye.
you. Bye.
Sit here and tell me what you're fighting for. It seems that we are living in a modern war. I'm aging, and I know what for. Listen to the expert, not the boy next door. It seems that I am suited to this kind of war. I'm Captain Thomas More. A century old armored core. I never thought I'd ever feel this kind of pain. The younger generation resting on my name, and I'm walking for their gain. But don't worry, baby, you will know when you're out. The lesson we will learn for sure. I walk around the garden with my pride beaming out, singing, I am Captain Thomas More. Separated by the fortune of our wealth, but we are all united by our common stealth. We are hurting for our health, for us own, not for ourselves. But don't worry, baby, you will know when you're out. The lesson we will learn for sure. I walk around the garden with my pride beaming out, singing, I am Captain Thomas More.
So yeah, that was a lovely Jenny Cole clip.
Oh, it's great. And obviously Tom now is, I think he was captain, then colonel. Now he's a sir, isn't he?
Something like that. Yeah, he's been knighted, yeah.
So fantastic to capture that moment there with the song. Which is what you could do, capture these little moments, and it can resonate beyond Halton and into the world. So keep writing, and we're really excited to see the future of Elysian and Jenny's work. Obviously, she's got a big fan base already, but through kind of going live almost every week, I think on a Wednesday, 7:00 on Facebook or YouTube and all that, you know, obviously should be reaching a wider market, and that's as it should be. So thank you so much to Jenny for giving her time in a lunch hour, working in a busy doctor's. So, you know, she's been at the face of it, the face of it. What is it called? The cliff face, the edge, the forefront.
The forefront. She's been at every angle. Yeah.
Yes, Jenny. Yeah, we look forward to what comes from them. So next up, we've got What's Up Doc, and you'll see some familiar faces in there as well. So, you know, Gareth Edwards is part of What's Up Doc, as is Georgina.
Georgina, yeah.
So you'll know Georgina from the studio, but from doing all her videos for the adult and kids art space. Videos that are also on YouTube, that are not going anywhere, they're not out of date, you've not missed anything.
Go on, get on there.
Look at those videos.
You know you need something to do this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So our sort of sessions that we were doing at weekends have stopped now because we're going into the summer program. We've got some little bits that we're keeping going, but all our classes that we had on a Saturday and all our videos that we were placing with have stopped for now. So, you know, you've got time to catch up now. But while you're thinking about what you're doing tomorrow with those videos on YouTube.
It's raining at the moment. I mean, come on.
Exactly, it's pouring down out there. So you can now enjoy all of that excitement whilst you watch What's Up Doc.
Hi, we are What's Up Doc. We've got Pete, we've got Gareth, we've got Pete and Georgina. And we're going to play you our lockdown song, which we've put together while we've been locked down. We are 1+ metre apart. And this is it. It's called Flying Free.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Come sit with me tonight, share your troubled mind. You're my everything, to some I love it blind. Tightly, don't ever let me go. Lead me to the dance floor and move me real slow. Take me in your arms tonight, you mean the world to me. You and I are all alone, I'm like a bird set free. Flying free, just you and me, it takes my breath away. Whisper words I love to hear, something new each day. Something new each day. Come and sing with me tonight. Share your troubled mind. You're my everything. To some I love it blind. Hold my hand tightly and never let me go. Lead me to the dance floor and move me real slow.
So some lovely music from our favourite What's Up Doc.
Oh, yeah. Our little band of merry musicians, What's Up Doc. and we will be hearing more from them, no doubt, but seeing more of Georgina as she sort of helps us with our holiday activities.
Teas, many teas.
Activities that we're doing, which is all part of the sort of free school meals project, where we give out packs and we give out food as well. So obviously we can't be having all the groups in and people mingling who haven't been mingling before. It's a little bit too much to ask, especially from children. So she's going to be helping us put some art packs together that we can send out. Hopefully she'll give us a song or two. Maybe she'll play while we're doing it, and we can have some What's Up Doc in the background. So we're heading to the summer with Georgina with us, as she has been all through lockdown as well. So thanks to her and to the whole What's Up Doc for always sort of supporting us as well. Next up is Alison Benson, who you might have seen at an Authentic Acoustic. And we were just talking earlier, I think it might have even been before Meg's time. So you've been with us, what, it'll be 2 years in November?
Yeah.
So I think it might have been just before, certainly early on then anyway. And then Alison got in touch recently saying, be great to support you for anything coming up. So we're very pleased to say that she recorded this for us. She's not from the area, but it's really nice again to have that continual support and relationships with people that have come and played at the studio, and we do get some lovely feedback. Obviously it is slightly different. Sometimes it's a smaller crowd, but that's because people are listening and they're coming for the music only, not for everything else that's happening in the sort of building. So it's really great to get some lovely feedback from all these artists, particularly from outside the area that didn't know us before. And it's nice to have Alison back with us tonight. So this is Alison Benson, everybody. Enjoy.
Hiya, my name's Alison Benson. Thank you to the studio for inviting me to do this, to perform a song that was written during lockdown. So the song I'm going to play is called Reluctant Pilgrim. Is it true we're all reluctant pilgrims, travelling a way we didn't choose? When the path is rocky and I stumble, do I find I've nothing much to lose? Many more have walked this path before me, family and friends I've loved and lost. Is a life just measured out in heartbeats? However can we measure what love costs? Step by step, take my hand, let the sunrise be forever ours. May the days we've had shine forever, let the sunrise be forever ours. Many are the days and nights I've wondered, staring at the glowing starry skies, asking what's beyond the light within us, knowing what's the truth and what's a lie. Conversations, questions and their answers, twisted in this wondrous web we spin. When the darkness falls and we're alone, where to end and where do we begin? Step by step, take my hand, let the sunrise be forever ours. May the days we've had shine forever, let the sunrise be Life begins to work itself to purpose. Back onto the treadmill's what we'll do. Never to forget the golden moments. Never to forget the joy you bring. And if ever I was reluctant pilgrim, the journey that you give makes my heart sing. Step by step, take my hand. Let the sunrise be forever ours. May the days we've had shine forever. Let the sunrise be forever ours.
Well, that was lovely.
Like a bit of that then.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, very relaxing.
yes, good, lovely. I like the way she filmed it as well.
Mm.
Very nice, yeah.
Mm.
Lovely. So, from somebody we don't see very often to somebody we see quite a bit, who is another associate of the studio, and see many different guises, maybe doing a bit of theatre as well as the music, but doing a bit of charity work. So doing the Authentic Acoustics for the food bank, because he raises money for Runcorn Food Bank, and it's our John Bostock. So we decided to have a little interview with him as well, because you know, people see these faces, familiar faces that are supporting the studio, being studio associates, but they might not know, you know, just how they tick and what is behind their creativity. So we've got a little interview with our Sir John Bostock, as we call him. I can't even remember why we call him.
Because of the pizza oven.
Because he bought us a pizza oven, yeah. And thought we had to call it the Sir John Bostock pizza oven. You know, of course, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
A little interview and then a song from John. So this is John Bostock, everybody.
Now we're joined by John Bostock. Obviously, you might know him from our jam sessions. Hello, John.
Hello.
And also performing and running Authentic Acoustics himself, which I have done in the past. And from other things, performing in metronomes and such. So, John, how has lockdown affected your creativity? Has it sort of enhanced it, or has it stifled it?
I think I started the year off on a quest to do something, and it's kind of completely and utterly gone in a different direction. So my quest was to do an album at the start of the year. I wanted to write and record, and it was going okay. And then obviously lockdown happened, and it just like curtailed everything. I think it just went stop, and because nobody knew how to react or how it was going to affect you or anything. So, so I found myself writing songs as and when, rather than trying to do it and try and get this kind of album done. I've decided I'll just put it there for a moment, and every now and then I'll go back to it. And in the meantime, it's taken a different journey. I've probably wrote more poetry than anything else.
Yeah.
Rather than songs. But I'm quite happy with what I've wrote so far in terms of songs. I think it's progressively getting better.
And have the themes of what you've written about, have they changed?
No, they've always been miserable.
Oh, I like it.
They've always been miserable and full of angst and heartbreak. Yeah, I'm very good at that. I wrote one cheery one. What I think would be quite good for the studio, actually, if we feel like doing a great get-together, song 2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's quite apt, quite a bright, jolly one, which was all about the things I was thinking about you were gonna do when lockdown was over. You know, it's kind of simple things. You know, just going to the beach and feeling sand on your toes and stuff like that. It's very simplistic, almost childlike, because I think that's what we were craving. You know, just the simple things. At that point, I wrote it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll revisit that with the studio at some point in the future.
Brilliant. We look forward to that.
Yeah, so it's quite a happy, clappy song, which is very, very different for me, because usually I'm doom and gloom.
And what about your? Because you've obviously put stuff out online while lockdown's been on. Is that more so than normal, or would you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've done loads of covers, and I try to kind of give myself a challenge to learn new songs, and songs I'd never done before or never even thought of doing before. And I also ask people to give me ideas if they wanted me to sing any as well. So I've done that and I've enjoyed it. It's died off a bit, I think, as now we're coming out of it. I don't feel like there's a need so much. I do it for myself more than anything else. But yeah, that was quite good, because I had a really amazing moment in it.
Yeah, let's read it. Tell us about it.
Amazing moment where I sung Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, and I put it out on Twitter, and the amazing Jackie Abbott recorded herself singing along to me doing it, and then put that out on Twitter. It was just like, it went mental for about 48 hours. But
that was mad.
Yeah,
it was fabulous.
That was mad, amazing. Very kind of her to do it, and yeah, I was buzzing for a few days, few weeks, months afterwards. Yeah.
I know that there has been some moments, my highlight being on Radio Merseyside, obviously. And
yeah, I listened to it. I
was just made up with that. And we were talking about it, how long ago that was. What did you say? It was like 31st of March. It's a long time.
Wow. Yeah.
A lot has happened.
Mine was in March as well. I think Jackie sung that in March. It was mad. Mad few weeks at the start, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so I've had some really amazing things, and I've got lots of new friends on Twitter and stuff, and it's been really good. It's been really good. It's been positive. I've tried not to be too down and gloomy about it. Me and my writing. No.
And what about technically, like playing or recording, or have you managed to sort of develop those skills?
Recording I've kind of put to one side, and I've focused on writing, just me and acoustically, and I really haven't got the inclination to go and record anything at the moment, but just because it's such a hard thing. It's difficult and tricky, and you've got to really be in the mindset to do it. And if you're not, and any excuses not to be in the mindset, I think it's so easy not to be in the mindset. You think so? Writing acoustically is probably where I'm at in terms of songs. So I'm not recording, but technically, I think the fact that I've been trying new songs out and doing that and playing the guitar more than I've ever played the guitar, I feel like I've improved and learning new things and discovering. It's be nice to get back to the guitar jam properly again.
Yeah, I mean, it's
because I think you do learn a lot more.
Yeah, but you've been helping a lot of people kind of, with the little tricks and how to, do chords that they might find difficult, do in different ways and stuff like that. So you've still been able to impart that sometimes it's difficult in a big group, isn't it?
It's difficult. I think we've made the best of it, I think. I think we definitely made the best of it on Zoom, and the studio have definitely made the best of it. We've not it's not put us off. In fact, it's probably made us more getting on social media a lot more.
Yeah.
We've embraced it, and I think that's a really good, because it does a lot of people see it, and it is the future. A lot of people use it, especially young people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of older people have had to use it now. They've had to embrace it as well. So it's become much more, I think people have become much more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So,
So what about you sort of going forward? You mentioned, you're writing more, maybe recording in the future, but have you any kind of plans, any sort of, where you want to go or what you want to develop?
My grand plan was to do an album, and by probably about now, I would be having a physical album in my hand and saying, "Yeah, I've done it." You know, just for me, it was just a challenge for myself to prove I could do it. And I was probably going to try and promote it, go do a little bit of more gigs away from the studio, because that's all I really play. I don't really play anywhere else. So I was going to try and go and play different places and just band it about a bit and see how it went. You know, that was the idea.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like it's going to be next year now. So, yeah, that was the idea. That's the plan. It's just on pause at the minute, I suppose is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, that's all right. And sometimes when you're on pause, you can take in other ideas that you might not have considered if you were so kind of focused on what you were doing.
I think it's been very hard to write, just simply because we're not living like a proper normal life at the moment. We're just kind of existing at the moment, and we're not doing the normal things we would do. We're not going out, we're not seeing movies, you know, going to pictures, or you're not seeing your friends as much. And I think all these things do influence you when you come to writing. So that is just not there, I don't think. And I'm finding it difficult to write and get inspired by anything at the moment. Only things that make me angry or sad. People have had enough of that.
Wait till we start commissioning the songs for this studio Wind in the Willow. We're obsessed. It's all your fault.
Moley.
So that someone saying you look like Moley.
Someone said I look like Moley from Wind in the Willows, and we thought, it just shows you, doesn't it? We get a little idea and just, woo, hang on a minute, yeah, we can use that.
I think we can. We can have some original songs. You know, get them acting out in the back and all that kind of thing. So
I think that's a good idea. It's a good possibility. Yeah. I won't treat it as an insult. I'll treat it as positive.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's.
I'll own it. Okay, I'm owning Moley.
Won't let anybody else take that from you.
No.
Well, thank you very much, John, for all your support to the studio as well. You know, all the Insta jams and the supporting each other, and all the, you know, things that you've been there for, and before and during. And we look forward to what we kind of bring to the table when we actually can be near a table together.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Knife and fork, I think.
Yeah, that's about it. Thanks very much for giving us a song for tonight as well. We really appreciate that.
Okay, my pleasure.
Thank you. See you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, my name's John, and this is my lockdown song. It's called Fly. I've got to practice what I preach. Stuck chasing dreams out of reach. Promise myself don't waste another day on you. Cut the strings and watch me fly, floating away from your crimson sky. Promise myself don't waste another day on you. Can't believe I fell for all your lies. Seek the truth, but you close your eyes. Wasted days that slowly pass you by. Unfold my wings and watch me fly. Face those demons I've always feared. The embers glowing, but the flame has disappeared. Promise myself, don't waste another day on you. On you. Can't believe I fell for all those lies. Seek the truth, but you close your eyes. Wish the days to simply pass you by. Unfold my wings, it's time to fly. I've got to practice what I preach. Stop chasing love, always out of reach. Promise myself, don't waste another day on you. On you. Cut the strings, watch me fly.
So that was the lovely John Bostock. I've lost my face on the screen. It's just your face now, Louise. So.
Oh. You are there, Meg. I can
Oh,
see
there
you.
we go. It's come back.
So yeah, bit of sunshine on the Mersey, on the Manchester Ship Canal there outside. Outside, we see many views from John's window that he posts.
We
We're all
do.
very jealous. But yeah, it's from a sunny day to a very wet Friday evening. It's almost like being at sea.
Oh, nice segue.
John, now we're going to go to another good friend of ours, Junior Davis, and we are having these things called Sunday socials on Zoom, and you just have to email in to get the code for them, and we alternate them from music to poetry to just the general community catch-up that we would be having if we were at the studio. So this Sunday coming is the community catch-up, and John Bostock, who you've just heard, is actually doing the quiz, so someone else might have a chance of winning this time. So yeah,
Not me.
we're all fired up for the
It's
quiz.
you. It's got to be you, Louise, because you're always the one that just gets picked to the post.
Well, actually, I did win one week, but I let it go.
You did.
Obviously, not holding on to that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so John is doing that, but we had that's this Sunday community catch up 3 p.m. to email the code info@thestudiowitness.org.uk. But we had Junior at one of the music socials talking about his experience as a black man living in Halton and how that has kind of recently influenced some of his songwriting. It was a really amazing kind of chat, really, and you kind of think, how has it taken so long to have this conversation? But you know, if you were part of it, you know, he kind of explains about how, you know, it's about kind of him fitting in with Halton, and it's all on the whole he's had a good experience, but there were some interesting things that he shared with us that were a bit shocking. So you know, we're really grateful to him for doing that and trusting us to be in that environment with us and share his experience. So we really appreciate that, Junior. But it'd be lovely now to have a song from him as well, which we always like to have Junior Davis involved. The man who could do many open mics and gigs in one night, you know, suddenly curtailed by coronavirus. But no, we've got him tonight.
No, yes.
Sung by Junior Davis.
This song is called Cabin Fever. Only you can keep me warm. Only you can save me from the storm. Only you can keep me warm. Only you can save me from the storm. From the storm. Cabin fever, air is thin. These four walls are closing in and in. Cabin fever, air is thin. These four walls are closing in and in and in and in. Another generation taken, all their sons and daughters spilled and broken. There's no one left to say goodbye. Hundreds more will surely close their eyes, close their eyes. Cabin fever, air is thin. These four walls are closing in and in. Cabin fever, air is thin. These four walls are closing in and in and in and in. We hear the cries of life anew, the hope that innocence is all so true. The cradle rocks, the mobile chimes, melodies and jingles through the night, so divine. Cabin fever, air is thin. These four walls are closing in and in. Cabin fever, air is thin. These four walls are closing in and in and in and in.
So that was Junior with Cabin Fever.
Brilliant. And we will be seeing more from Junior. You know, he's a good friend and supporter of the studio, and we are of him also. So we do look forward to. And he has got a little song coming out on the 30th of July. So that's like, when's that? That's very soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thursday, I'm sure it's the 30th. So watch out. So follow Junior Davis Music. And yeah, a little exciting track coming out on the 30th of July, which we're a big fan of this track as well. So be following that and supporting him. We're coming to the end now, so we've got just two more songs and one interview. And this next song is from a Cheshire-based band, Muddy Elephant. Now, they're again new to us, which is really exciting because you know, especially seeing up and coming sort of young bands and stuff like that. That's what the studio's always been about. It's always been about finding a space that's safe for people to explore their original music and to show their quirky covers and things like that. So, you know, we're really grateful to Muddy Elephant for joining in tonight and sort of sending it in to us because, you know, the studio, we always say, is whatever people want it to be. You know, we're here kind of creating opportunities, but you know, we're also listening to the things that you want. And more than ever, we need to know what the studio needs to be for you. So, you know, if you are a musician, you are a creative person, a theatre person, a dance person, a visual arts person, any media, anything creative and cultural, you know, we need to hear from you in the next couple of weeks when we put out our survey to find out what you think the studio needs to be for you in the future. Maybe things have changed and maybe we need to sort of offer something else. Maybe the space needs to be something else. But we know there'll always be a place for musicians of all ages to come forward and be creative. So thank you to Muddy Elephant, and here's the song from them.
Hey guys, we're Muddy Elephant. This is our acoustic version of our latest release, Helter Skelter. Check it out on the link in the description. Give us a like, give us a share, and we hope you enjoy it. Coronavirus Acoustic Live Lounge.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Moving fast, speeding past, unsurpassed. I'm just trying to figure it out. Helter Skelter, roller coaster, spinning round and round, hanging on the edge of our seats, going up and down. It's like we're all stuck on repeat. Get me off this ride. Help me open my eyes. I've been begging around the old beg around. So many hills, so many loops, too many chills, too many screws. Helter Skelter, roller coaster, spinning round and round, hanging on the edge of our seats, going up and down. It's like we're all on repeat. Get me off this ride. Help me open my eyes. My head's in a spin like a helter skelter. My life's up and down like a roller coaster. Head's in a spin like a helter skelter. Life's up and down like a roller coaster. Head's in a spin like a helter skelter. Life's up and down like a roller coaster. Head's in a spin like a helter skelter. Life's up and down like a roller coaster. Spinning round and round, we're hanging on the edge of our seats, going up and down. It's like we're all stuck on repeat. Get me off this ride. Help me open my eyes. Helter Skelter, roller coaster.
Well, oh, I've lost my face again, but oh, there I am.
Did a good noise from you though.
Oh! Well, that was really nice. That was a very nice song.
Oh yes, and it's exciting that, you know, hopefully they will be able to perform at the studio.
Yes.
And it is great to see so many bands and artists being able to give the time. You know, Soft Lab Promotions been doing a fantastic thing every Friday night. I think there's one on tonight as well. And I think they've been raising funds as well for the NHS while they've been doing live streaming. So, you know, well done to everybody that's kind of thought differently and tried to keep things going and opportunities for artists. It is difficult out there for venues and for individuals and freelancers, all that sort of thing. But we understand that in Halton, you know, it's not the norm to be an artist or freelancer in Halton. And as someone who's done it for 25 years, I feel your pain.
Yeah, 25 years old, she's done it all.
Yeah, yeah, I've been a professional for 25 years, and yeah, this year, and yeah, so you know, we know it's tough out there, but the main thing is that you find a way to keep the creativity in your life. Hopefully, you earn a living from it. That's what, you know, would be amazing. But you know, most artists have second jobs anyway, so don't think you're doing too bad if you've not got there yet. Keep the love of music and the arts with you wherever you go, whatever happens next. So thank you to Muddy Elephant. It's great to have you with us. And our final interview and song of the night comes from Kelly Creswell. And we thought when we were putting the lineup together that this needed to be sort of last. We really kind of have been struck by how Kelly's developed during lockdown, and you know,
she's thrived, hasn't she?
Yeah, and it's great to see, and through sort of difficult circumstances as well, not just lockdown, but something she'll tell you about that. But
yeah,
Shuni came to us in October, I think it was, because I think it was the night we were doing Halloween shenanigans, and she turns up and I was like, well, yeah, you can stay if you like. Like, I'm not sure. And I was thinking, oh no, what if she doesn't come back? But she did come back, and she joined the jam session, and she joined the choir, and she's been there every step of the way for us while we've been in lockdown, and it's been great to see, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well. And it's a lovely interview and a great song. So yeah, we're finishing the night. We'll come and check it out with you after.
Check you out, yeah.
Check it out. But here is Kelly Creswell.
Now we welcome Kelly Creswell to our little interviews for Authentic Acoustic. And yours has been quite a journey in terms of songwriting and performing during lockdown, Kelly. So we definitely needed to speak to you. So has your creativity increased or diminished during lockdown? How has it affected you?
I would say it's just actually come to life, because I wasn't really songwriting at all until lockdown. I just kind of got the basics on the guitar, and certainly wasn't pushing myself to write anything at that point. So it was kind of, early March really, when all this kind of started putting pen to paper and getting things down. And it took kind of a lot of, inspiration really from joining in with the jam groups and learning things through everybody else really. So that kind of spurred me on to start creating music. But I'd kind of song written long time ago when I was very, very young, but kind of never did anything with it and didn't really push myself at all. So it's given me the opportunity to, I think it was just headspace. I really do. I just think it was getting off the rat race for a bit and not being so rushed all the time. I was able to kind of let my feelings come out in my music rather than just stuff them in my head.
So do you think if it wasn't for lockdown, do you think you would have progressed that fast, or?
No, definitely not. No, because I was off sick from work, so it was like, rather than just get down about the situation that I was in, I thought, well, I'll try and do something with this to make myself feel a bit more positive. And it worked really, because a lot of the things that I write about are sometimes like very old things that I've been through, and things that I'm finding that writing music about has helped me to kind of come to terms with and move on from, if you know what I mean. Maybe things that had been kind of harbouring for years that I needed to do something with. So I think that probably helped. But it's definitely been a creative phase for me, unbelievably.
Good. And obviously you've played live on our Insta Jams and our, whatever else it's called, Gig in Your Gallery. All the opportunities you've taken really, haven't you?
Yeah, because I think I don't know. I just think because it's all so new to me, I was just a bit. I think I'd have been nervous really, performing in front of actual people. And it was like the back end of last year, John said to me, you know, told me about gig in the gallery coming up. He said, you know, you should push yourself to try and get a few songs and get them nailed so that you can. And I didn't really think I'd be able to do it, to be honest. But having just a camera in front of me and kind of lovely people helping and making me feel comfortable just kind of give me the onus to kind of just do it. And you know, and I've been able to perform some of my own songs as well, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do that otherwise. So,
and then you went on to do another open mic as well, haven't you? A live stream.
Yeah. I'm doing that on a Monday evening now. I had a few technical difficulties this week because I thought I was being smart, like with the amp and me electric guitar. No, doesn't work, does it? No, so it ended up all breaking up, and it ended up a right mess. So I know what to do next time. Just stick with the acoustic guitar and my voice, and that's enough. But so from just loads of things have happened for me recently. Just loads. Got in touch with lots of musicians who, you know, would be willing to help me out with different things. Like Si, he's been, you know, been really helpful to me. Obviously, I'm doing him a favour, but So he's, you know, there's a lot of the stuff that I write that I can't necessarily play on the guitar, but and I'm not skilled enough to do it on the piano as either to accompany it to make it sound good. So Si just went like that last night, and I was just like, oh, this is what it's supposed to sound like. Yay! So it was very exciting. So yeah, it's just been nice to start networking with people a little bit where I just, you know, I'd not done anything musically for most of my adult life. So
and that's, you know, for people listening to you, that's quite hard to believe because you've got such a great voice, and you know, you're a great player, but you're always willing to learn as well in the jam sessions. You're always kind of going, oh, is that how you do that? And you're always asking, and I think that's really important that you're not afraid to ask.
Well, I know what my limitations are, and I know that the only way you get better is by working with other people. And I understand now how important it is to kind of work with other musicians, you know, and be influenced from other people who are musical, because I wasn't doing that. I was just kind of in my little room on my own, and it's really kind of I don't know, it's given me a bit more confidence really. So that's what I want to work up to, is to actually be able to perform for real without going to pieces.
No, I'm sure we will do that, and we will see that, and we look forward to
do it.
Well, so you've got your own little corner of the house now, haven't you, where you do all your performances?
Well, yeah, Louise, this room was literally a dumping ground. I had the big cage in here for the dog. I had just shelves full of rubbish. It was one of them you just shut the door on and ignore. And I thought I was meant to be having surgery on my foot, which didn't happen. But prior to that, I thought I need something to get me through what I'm going to have to deal with mentally. So I worked on getting this room to be my room, and it's all been decorated, and I've got it how I want it. And obviously with Making Big Waves coming up, I'm going to get a joiner in, and he's going to fit a desk for me so that I can try and set up
fantastic
basic to start doing demos of my music, because I desperately want to get it sounding better than what it is at the moment. I know what I want it to sound like in my head, but I know that's difficult, you know, and that's obviously really hard to do. But
that's, you know, the making waves, you say making big waves. There's making waves and making big waves, both the youth project and the adult project, and that's come about through lockdown. So again, you know, that's music funding that's come from Liverpool City Region Music Board and the youth music. And, you know, without COVID, we potentially would never have had the partnerships with them, never have got the funding from them. And then individuals wouldn't be building these kind of studios and home kind of working. Because as much as we want to encourage people to come to the studio to feel part of something, you know, that we're not going to do that to make people feel uncomfortable and not safe. So we want to encourage people to be able to do that at home, but also to have a purpose, to be in a group as well, and to see the benefits of that. So, you know, that was kind of what that funding was about, is to allow people to continue doing the things and even building beyond what they might have done if they were just coming in week after week or whatever. So, you know, you're our kind of poster girl for that.
I'm so excited to be able to start creating my own music. Do you know what I mean? It's really exciting for me, and I'm just so grateful.
Yeah, no, well, absolutely, and we've enjoyed working with you. What about the themes of your work? Have you noticed that the themes, because you mentioned that you might write about things from the past, but has that changed, or have you got?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of what I've written is I'm quite an emotional kind of writer, I would say. And I think the only one that I've done that isn't kind of super emotional was something that I wrote called Trying Times, that was like about lockdown. But most of it is either about my feelings or things I've gone through, or like visions that I would like the world to be. Or so I don't know. I'm a bit of a dreamer, really. There's a song in that as well, isn't there?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to kind of pinpoint one thing in particular, but I can write when it comes from here, when it's like it has some meaning to me. But that's just how I'm sure there's a lot more light-hearted stuff that I could do, but
I'm
not
maybe
quite there yet.
You got to get this other stuff out first, and then see where else you go. And that's why you've got to keep moving with it rather than think, oh, I'm done now. You know, it's always something more. You talked a little bit about your technical abilities and finding out, you know, your limitations or where you want to go with that. Is there, you've talked about you wanting the kind of home studio and stuff like that. Is that how you see yourself in the future then now? You know, what do you see for you, for your songwriting, for your pattern, your kind of growth?
I don't really know. I've not really thought about it because I don't know. I can't kind of think what I want to do beyond this, because you know I'm working, and I think I don't know how I would manage to do anything musically on top of work. I don't know. Maybe I just need to push myself a little bit, really, because I could kind of hope that I could play in front of like small crowds. Do you know what I mean? But the thought of like being on a big stage and all that kind of, I don't know. You could imagine, you know, like playing in a pub or something like that. But I think beyond that, it's something I'd have to really, really work on, confidence-wise, I think. But with regards to like songwriting, I'm just going to keep going and just keep plowing through them, because no sooner do I sit down and start messing about with chords, something comes. So, you know, I've been dead shocked, really, really shocked by what I've been able to make, really. Really shocked. So surprised myself.
Good, you know, it's good, and I think you know, it's be an inspiration for other people as well that think that music was just part of their past. You know, it doesn't matter if you've had a bit of a gap, does it? You know, the point is you've got to, you know, somewhere that you want it to be, and just finding out what that is, and then, you know, trying to keep that in your life forever, because obviously you think you'd say your life is better for it.
Absolutely. I've never been as happy as what I have been, and I've had a lot of difficult stuff to deal with over the last few months as well, with my health, and I've never felt this happy, and I just think it's because I've got an outlet for my music now, and I didn't realise how important it was to me, really, until all this, you know, started happening. So again, if I'd have not come to the studio last November, and I get emotional talking about it, because I just think I'd have still been stuck in the same situation, just singing in the shower and not really doing anything with it. Do you know what I mean? So I just think it all happened for a reason.
Yeah, and we're very grateful for it, because you certainly bring the choir up to a different level.
We should come to the choir every week. It'll be back on soon anyway.
Yeah, of course we'll all get there. Is there anything you want to ask, Meg, or anything else you want to say, Kelly? You've got a question there? No, I think we're... Yeah.
Got me speechless.
Oh, well, that's it. Kelly makes us speechless. Yeah. We've been listening to your song as well, so you know we're grateful for you sending that in and being part of everything we've done down over lockdown, lockdown, and for our studio spirit as we call it. So thank you, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future, bigger and better and onwards. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks so much. Take care. Bye. Hi, my name's Kelly Cresswell. This is my contribution to the Authentic Acoustic that's going to be going out via the studio on Facebook, I think on the 21st of July. So this is a song that I've written only yesterday about the frustrations of the kind of violence and hatred that goes on in this world, and how if we just kind of were a little bit kinder to one another and looked through the lens of love, which is what it's called, rather than hate, we'd probably be in a lot better place. So this is called The Lens of Love. Enjoy.
Why do people have to hate each other? Draw swords on their sisters and brothers. So much division everywhere you look. In a hateful mindset, so many of us are stuck. We keep walls built up around our heads. Lonely people are crying in their beds. Nowhere near enough support to go around. Tell me, someone, where can love be found? So much violence, it's everywhere, emitting from our devices, it's in the air. Some kids think nothing of filming an attack. 10 of them prey on one kid, stick a knife in his back. But what if we looked at life through the lens of love? All the beauty that would be revealed would appear like a blessing from above. Yeah, if we looked at life through the lens of love, we could shake away the hatred, embrace the sacred, and create a world to be proud of. Yeah. It's out of control, getting worse with time. People living with no prospects, no ladder to climb. Masses of children left to live deprived, and the greed of the elite means they'll struggle to survive. Ooh. I don't want my child to inherit this, get swallowed up by the consumerist abyss. There's not enough love to go around. Tell me, someone, where can love be found? But what if we looked at life through the lens of love? all the beauty that will be revealed would appear like a blessing from above. Yes, if we looked at life through the lens of love, we could shake away that hatred, embrace that sacred, and create a world that we could be so, so, so proud of. Yeah, 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 yeah. We could be so proud of this world. Yeah, yeah,
A little bit over 5 minutes, apologies. Enjoy.
Hello, Sailor.
Hello there. It's getting really choppy out there. As we listen to the rain pouring down, it's only, good to know that we've got Kelly Creswell singing along so that we can listen to her and drown out the sounds of the bad weather we're having in July. So lovely to hear from Kelly there. And we will hear much more from her in the future. She's taking part, like Junior and others, in the Making Big Waves project, like Dylan as well, and Paul Hammond as well, who did it the last Authentic Acoustic. They're all taking part in our Making Big Waves. We've got a couple of places left on that, so if you are interested in, getting to grips with your music during this sort of semi-lockdown, then get in touch with us. But thank you to everybody who has performed tonight their original songs, the lockdown original songs for this Authentic Acoustic. And thank you to Meg for driving it or sailing the ship for
Oh,
us.
no.
And I can't believe we've got through the night without mentioning my cold sore.
Oh, wow. Now you've brought it up.
Yeah, I know, it's killing, it's throbbing, so it's late. It's, it's cold sore's bed. And I can sail away in a dream world and think about what songs we're going to hear next time when we revisit Authentic Acoustic in whatever guise it might be, in the studio or in our homes, in the rain, or maybe on a boat sometime, sailing down the Mersey. Who knows what we'll do next? But as long as you're with us, we'll be here creating. So thank you again for everybody. Thank you, Meg.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, sailors.
And we will, see you again soon. We will be taking part tomorrow in Liverpool City Region Pride March online at 12 noon. Hopefully, if they've not cut us out anyway. A little virtual march, but it might have been too much. There were scarves involved.
There was a lot of scarves.
Yeah, so look out for that. But yeah, support that. So Liverpool City Region Pride Foundation March online. So log on to that tomorrow at 12 noon. And hopefully you'll see us there. But thanks again to everybody for joining us, and we'll see you again. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye from the studio.
Cheerio.